Hey, so here's the taster for today's lesson, which is all about purpose. And this is a really good one. I feel like this is a really important one to break down some of the issues that we face in terms of barriers to following our purpose. So, what I get from people quite a lot is this idea of feeling that our options are limited. We're blocked by a sense of a fear of scarcity and a fear of failure. So, whatever that might involve, it's kind of this idea that if we step out of line, if we kind of get beyond what people expect from us, then we will upset the status quo and that we will cause more trouble for ourselves. So, I really kind of break that down in terms of where that is coming from. And it's internalized patriarchy, if you want to cut to the chase. I mean, I'll go into all of the detail of this, but what I want to get across, what I want everyone to understand, is that the way that we're made to feel about our chances of success is not the reality. And patriarchy is really invested in this idea that it's basically all or nothing. It's this thinking that if women rise, then men will fall, and that women will therefore create a matriarchy which will dominate men. And they are fearful of that because it's a real black and white way of thinking. It's lacking any sort of nuance or complexity. It's a way of seeing the world as being this or that. It's binary. It's duality. And I talk a lot about the pitfalls for us individually of thinking like that. But also, I see how it comes through when we show up for ourselves, when we talk about politics or feminism, or we talk about anything. It can be perceived as us stepping out of line, and that triggers something in people who can only see in black and white terms because they feel that if we can gain some agency or a voice, it means that they will lose theirs. And people who can only think in simplistic terms get very frightened of that kind of thing. But we also internalize it, and we are led to believe that it is not possible for us to succeed because there's not enough space for everyone. Um, we need to get real about what we're up against. And whilst there are greater challenges for women, because we are women, and that's kind of my whole MO, it's also the fact that it's our response to adversity that is sort of our superpower. And it sounds sort of trite and cliche, but if you look at women that you admire, if you look at, for example, female entrepreneurs, they are innovative, they are filling the gaps, and they are supporting other women. So there is a lot that I'm going to talk about in terms of the facts, the statistics behind women finding purpose and meaning, but also finding some sense of power from that, whether that's to do with feeling more secure or becoming financially independent. There is a lot to gain from stepping back and really reevaluating what gives you purpose and meaning in your life, and to think about what those barriers are and just reality checking them a bit, because you could find out that it's much more difficult. For example, if you want to start your own business, you could go and look into it and you would find out that it's much more difficult for women to find investors. But if you don't go further, then you won't find out how successful female run businesses are. And they are. And that's what I'm going to talk about as the kind of key example of how women can find purpose and meaning without the fear of scarcity. So I really hope that you found that useful. If you want to download the lesson, like I said, they're £10 for each lesson. If you download 9, then you get the last one free. If you also sign up to the newsletter, you get the last 2 free. So I'm really interested to hear your thoughts and also some of your own stories and personal experiences about this topic because I think it's a really important one. Okay, see you soon.